and main verb. For example,
What is the part, please?
first WS word,
Yeah.
second auxiliary verb.
First, WS is for the information.
WS word.
Yeah, WS word. Information and confirmation actually verb. Then
WS, then auxiliary verb.
so yes, word.
Okay, got the format? Did you get the format? Not yet. Okay, explain to him, please.
First WS word.
Yeah, this side is.
Second auxiliary verb. Third subjects. Fourth main verb. For example, where do you work?
Where do you work? This is WS question. Where do you? I work in.
At.
I work at. Completely. I work at. I don't have any job now. I'm a
currently
student.
Unemployed, or I am a student.
Student.
Okay. Students can still work, you know. So maybe you should say, I don't have a job is fine, or I'm currently unemployed.
I don't have a job. I don't have a job.
I don't have a job, not
I don't have a job. I don't have a job. Then
Okay, can you explain the question? How is it formed? So you spoke about question word, auxiliary verb, and then what comes after the auxiliary verb?
Subject.
Subject. And then what comes after the subject?
Main verb.
Main verb. Well done. So that question, can you repeat the question again for him?
I have
WS question.
Yes.
What do you do?
What do you do? Now, what is what? The WH word. Do is,
Auxiliary verb.
you is subject. Do is again the main verb.
what
Do you do?
do is
Do is auxiliary verb.
auxiliary verb. What is what
Question word. Question word.
What question do auxiliary verb? What do you?
You is subject.
You subject.
And main verb is again
Object.
do is your main verb. Okay. Again, main is your. I don't want to erase this because we need to start this in class right now. So yes, and that is your main verb. Okay. Now you guys have 5 minutes to form questions and ask each other, and I will present it in class, and I will correct you accordingly.
Subject
before
is
we start.
subjects are I, we, you, he, she, that.
Exactly.
All the subjects.
Yes, subject and then object as well, you know. What would
Verb after that is object.
Please.
Every time.
after auxiliary verbs? Yes, verb would be your
Object.
object or subject. Subject or object. Subject. Where do you live? I live at Kritipur.
I live at Kidney.
Come inside, come inside.
Why?
Hello.
Come inside.
Hello, good evening.
Is it evening?
afternoon.
It's afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So very running now.
Yes, why were you running? You were late? That's why?
त्यसरी रनिङ गर्नु पर्दैन द्याट्स यो रनिङ डोन्ट रन द्याट्स
You should.
suddenly you want to sleep on the road is very lost. Okay.
Okay, I did not get that, but I think I know what you meant.
Okay, mom. Try to work. Another question.
Why did you go
Calm down.
to yesterday?
Calm down. Relax for 5 minutes.
Why did you go to yesterday?
What did you go to yesterday?
Where did you go to? What did you?
Where
Why,
did you,
yeah, why?
where did you go yesterday?
Where did you? I went to the park. I went to cinema theater. Sorry.
I went
To cinema.
I went to the cinema.
I don't. I went to cinema.
To
Yesterday.
the cinema. I went to the cinema
I went to the cinema.
yesterday.
Yesterday. I went to.
Or I went for a movie yesterday.
Yesterday I watched Pompeii. Pompeii is the place name of the Pompeii, and the movie name is also Pompeii. English movie.
Okay.
Why did not you come here yesterday?
Why did you not come here yesterday?
Why did you not?
Why did you not come here yesterday?
Because I went to the cinema. That's why my result.
That's why I
because of my
didn't come
result.
for class.
Yeah.
That is why I didn't come for class.
Class.
That is why I did not come for class. Okay. How was the movie?
How was?
How was the movie?
It was very excellent.
It was?
very excellent.
It was very.
Excellent.
Okay, you can just say it was excellent or it was very good.
Very good.
So it was not
It was-
excellent.
It
What was it?
was very good.
It was very
Good.
good. Okay. Why are you late?
Here was running
Yes. Why are you late? You're busy. You were busy. Okay. You're late because you were busy. I'm not going to ask with what or why, but that's fine. We're just asking the questions. We're revising yesterday's questions. Okay, so now minus the WH word, use the auxiliary verb to ask questions.
Actually,
Just
minus-
use, yes, now use the auxiliary verb to ask the questions. Remember ASM,
Where-
auxiliary verb, subject,
Main
and main verb, yes.
You were a boring student. You were a boring. You were a boring student.
Were you boring yesterday?
Yeah. Were you boring student?
No, I was not boring yesterday. We had a pretty fun class.
It's very good.
Yes, you missed a fun class yesterday.
Do you have motorbike?
Do you have a motorbike?
No, I don't. Okay,
Why?
I don't.
No, I don't. It's
no,
fine.
I don't have a bike.
Okay. Are you a photographer?
What did you learn yesterday in classroom?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
What?
Yesterday-
Wait.
What did you learn? What
What?
did you learn?
Yes, it's fine. What did you learn in class?
In classroom yesterday.
Yesterday, as learned problems with and yesterday.
Yesterday.
Person and estimate.
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday they learned questions using question word and auxiliary verbs.
Did you understand any words? All words?
Did you understand the lesson?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
That's pretty.
I'm like prompting you to say yes. Okay. Alright, so now let's come to direct and indirect questions. I spoke about it yesterday. Oh yeah, you guys are being recorded today because this is going into YouTube. So whatever you guys said was on camera. I can now face the camera towards you guys because you were on camera. She's been looking at me. That's why I had the camera on. Okay, so you guys are going to be on YouTube soon. That's why. Okay, so what are direct questions?
Direct question.
Okay, you better look good. Right, she's sitting right there. Okay.
Okay,
Direct questions. What are direct questions?
Direct and indirect kinds of question.
Right. But what are direct questions? What are direct questions?
Are you married?
Is a direct question.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the indirect form of asking that question?
Indirect question. He said, Deepak said me, Deepak said me,
You are not.
he said that,
Deepak asked me if I
was you married?
if I was married.
If I was married, yes.
Deepak asked me if I was married would be a reported question.
Deepak asked me
If I was married,
if I was married. Second person, another person, I ask my friends.
yes, it's not indirect.
Director, he asked me and my another person.
Yeah, that is reporting. That is reporting.
Reporting, yeah.
It's not indirect.
Yeah.
I'm asking for indirect.
Indirect.
Indirect. Indirect or indirect. Indirect questions.
You get married?
What is it with you and marriage? He's always asking questions related to that.
Indirect are asking the questions. I don't have idea.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so what was your question? Are you married? Okay, are you married?
Direct question.
That is a direct question. Change that into an indirect question. Indirect would be what? Now let's look at this. It is in a formal setting and it is more polite.
Alright.
Okay, people, and you're asking indirect questions to people you're not comfortable with. You're directly asking the person the question, so it's not a reported question. But what is it? It is more polite because it's phrased in a different manner. It is not phrased directly. So your question, are you married, would be what? Could you please tell me if you are married?
Oh, this is indirect.
That would be indirect.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Or I was wondering if you were married would be another way of asking that question indirectly.
Indirectly, how do we speak? How do we can speak? Are you married and indirect?
It would be, could you please tell me if you were married, if you are married? Or you could say,
Could you tell me?
could you tell me if you are married? Or you could also say, I was wondering if you were married.
Could you tell me?
If you are married.
Could you tell me, are you married?
If you are married.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are married. Okay, could you tell me if you're married? Or, I was wondering if you are married. I was wondering if you were married. Would be past again. So, I was wondering if you are married. Okay? No? I'll come to the phrases, don't worry. Okay, so I'll just come to the phrases now. Okay, so direct questions, basically, that means what?
If you are married.
Yes, we're using the if word there. Okay, direct questions are normal questions that we can ask friends, family members, and people who we know, right? You can form direct questions using the chasm model that we learned yesterday, all right? And indirect questions are what? Indirect questions are more polite. They're usually used in a formal setting. We use them when
Direct questions and indirect questions.
people we are familiar with. Okay?
People were
We are familiar with. Okay? And indirect questions is more formal than direct questions. Alright? We usually use it in a formal setting. It is more polite. Okay? We use indirect questions when we're talking to people we don't know. For example, if you walk into an office and you need to know where the reception is, are you going to say, "Where's the reception?" No. What are you going to say? Could you tell me where the reception is, right? Or are you going to walk into the office and ask, "Where's the reception?"
Yeah, what is this?
Really? Or are you going to walk into the office and say, "Could you please tell me where the reception is?" The second one, right? You don't usually walk in and directly demand to know where the reception is. You go there and you ask more politely, especially.
politely, where is the reception?
Excuse me, where is the reception?
Excuse me, could you tell me where the reception is, or where the reception is?
मलाई बताउन सक्नुहुन्थ्यो कि रिसेप्सन कहाँ छ?
Right?
Excuse
Where
me,
is-
Could you tell me where is the reception?
Where the reception is.
Where's the reception?
Okay, in your case, you said, "Excuse me, where's the reception?" Where is the reception? Okay, excuse me, where's the reception?
Excuse me, where is the reception?
Where is the reception? But
Is he live here?
does he live here?
Does he live here?
Does he live here? Is a direct question. Okay. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about phrases that we can use when we are turning our direct questions into indirect questions. Are you still writing it?
Almost ready, it is.
It is more polite
What right?
and it is more formal than direct questions or direct questions. Alright?
Polite people.
Okay? People we're not comfortable with or we don't know. We use comfortable, yes, comfortable with. Or people we meet in a formal setting. People we don't know. Alright? Can I erase this now?
Yes.
Comfortable with.
Or people we do not know. Okay?
Comfortable with.
Or people we do not know. Right, now look at this. Phrases.
Let's say.
Useful phrases. Okay? Now these useful phrases are phrases that you can use. Okay, I'm just calling them useful phrases, but these phrases you can use to convert direct questions into indirect questions. The first one we've already done. Could you tell me? Right? The second one,
Excuse me.
okay, let's do this. Excuse me, do you know where the bathroom is? Do you
Like,
know? Right?
do you know?
Right. Third, do you know? Do you know where the reception is? Do you know where the bathroom is? Okay. Third one, I was wondering.
Useful and forces.
It's useful phrases that you can use to convert direct questions into indirect questions.
So it's direct question and indirect questions.
Yeah, when you're
Use the
starting an indirect
Indirect.
question, you would start with these.
possessive. Possess is the and indirect direct. Yes,
This
sir.
is
Yes,
indirect.
Yes, sir.
Phrases that you can use to convert direct questions into indirect questions. I was wondering.
Wondering.
Yes, I was wondering.
The way on the.
Yes, like in his question, I was wondering if you were wondering.
Means
I was thinking.
I'm just being अचम्म लागिरहेको
No. I was thinking. Wondering in this
Sorry.
sense means thinking.
Thinking.
No, thinking.
Society.
Yeah.
I was thinking. I was thinking if you're married, basically. Okay?
मलाई लागिरहेको थियो कि जस्तै मलाई लागिरहेको मेरो मनमा खल्छ जस्तो लागिरहेको थियो
Not
यो
exactly. Not exactly, but somewhere there. Do you have an idea? Do you have an idea? No, an idea. Do you have an idea when this class is going to finish? Because I'm practically bored. If you guys say that, I'm kicking each of you out.
I was wondering.
Okay. Do you have
Any idea?
Do you have an idea? Do you have any idea? Do you have an idea about
Do
when?
you have any idea?
Do you have any? Not
Do you
Do you have an
any
idea? Do you have an idea about when this class will finish? It's fine, okay? You can also say, do you have any idea when this class will finish? I would like to know.
Do you have any idea?
I'd like to know. And then,
So, do you have any idea what about you asking the another person? How can ask him to the? Do you have any idea what?
do you have any idea what?
What about the I say asking him?
Do you have any idea what? When did the fees?
What about the?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea when this class will finish? Means
This class will
finish.
Do you have any idea? Language class in balance juice?
Okay. Do you have any idea what time?
What time?
What time
Start.
the language class at Valley Institute starts? Right? Okay. I'd like to know. Alright, the other one you could use is, would it be possible? Would it be possible for you to help me? Right? Would it be possible? Another one. Is there any chance? Is there any chance? Okay, so you can use these phrases to help you convert the direct questions into indirect.
Chances.
Yeah, is there any chance that you're free right now? Instead of, are you free? Is there any chance that you're free right now? You are? You're in class. Okay. Alright, done? Everybody's taking this down? I hate rules, but I need to show you the rules. Now, we are going to talk about rules, okay? So, now, if the question is direct, right? When we're using a direct question like, where's New Road? Where is
New
New
road.
Road? Okay? This is your direct question. Indirectly, what would you ask?
Could you tell me?
Excuse me.
Could you tell me?
Excuse me.
Where is the road?
When I first time introduce friend, excuse me start with, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me, could you tell
No,
me?
yours is fine.
Okay, no.
What you were saying, could you tell me?
Could you tell me where is the new road?
Could you tell me where new road is? Look at the placement of the auxiliary verb. Okay? When you're asking a direct question, the auxiliary verb comes right in front of, it comes right before the subject. Yes?
Yes.
When you turn it
New road
into
is object. Here is actually where is the new road? New road is not object.
subject and object is the same thing.
This is where is the information is.
It is the same thing.
WS question, no?
It is the same thing. Okay? Just treat subject and object like the same thing. Alright? So is comes in front of the subject, which is new road. Okay? Where is new road?
Yeah, in
Okay.
front of the new road.
Right? The auxiliary verb comes in front of new road. Now, when you look at the indirect question, this is the subject, the auxiliary verb comes after,
Then double question.
no, it comes after the subject.
Something.
Okay, so in direct question, what happens? First the auxiliary verb and then
Subject.
the subject, and then in the indirect question, first
So,
subject and then the auxiliary verb. Now this applies to which auxiliary verbs? This applies to which auxiliary verbs? Is and are. Okay? Okay? So is and are, when you're using the auxiliary verb is and are, it always comes after the subject. Where are the boys? Could you tell me where the boys are?
Could you tell me?
So this, could you tell me where new road is? Is the right
Could you
question?
tell me where new road is also correct?
We can use, right? So we can use.
Could you tell me where new road is correct?
First, so direct,
This is direct, this is indirect.
indirect. Ma'am, for example, could you tell me where is new road?
It'll be wrong.
That's wrong.
Yes. Because in indirect questions, the auxiliary verb comes after the subject.
Subject.
After the
After
subject.
the subject.
In indirect questions.
Indirect after the subject.
Subject.
Actually, after the subject.
Yes. And which auxiliary verbs? Okay, this rule applies to which auxiliary verbs? Is and are. Okay, so this rule applies for is and
Is and are.
are. When you're using the, like if I say, is the bank open? Could you tell me if the bank is open, right? Oh, sorry, yeah. But that is a different question. There's a different rule to that.
New road after the auxiliary verb. Yes, is and are.
When you're using is and are in direct questions like this, where is New Road? Where is the bank, right? Could you tell me where the bank is,
Is.
right?
New road and keyboard.
New Road is the subject or the object, like you want to know.
Object after
Yes, after the object.
after the object.
Okay, in indirect questions.
Indirect.
Got it?
Yeah.
Still confused?
Any auxiliary verb before
It depends.
would use subject?
There are. We'll come to that. We're coming to that. Okay, we're coming to that.
It's auxiliary verb is and are.
Yeah, this is for is and are.
Are.
Okay. Now, when we're doing with questions with auxiliary verbs, do, does, did.
Do, does, did.
Okay, so the
If
rule.
I am are as were, do, does, did.
No, yeah, they're also auxiliary
Auxiliary verb,
verbs.
yeah.
Okay, but we've done with is and are. So I told you the rule with is and are. Now rules for do,
Don't.
does, and sorry, do, does, did. Okay? Do, does, and did. So, do you know? Do you know? Oh no, sorry. What time? This is your direct question. What time does the bank open? Right? Now you need to turn this into an indirect question. It will be do you know when the bank will open? Or when the bank opens. Do you know when the bank opens? Okay, or what time the bank opens. You can also say, do you know what time the bank opens? Right?
What time does the bank open? Direct question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
right.
time does the bank open is the
This is
direct question.
This is indirect.
Indirect would be, do you know what time the bank opens? So you can do this. No. What time the bank opens? Do you know what time the bank opens?
When?
What time? You can say when the bank opens or what time the bank opens. Okay? Okay. Now remember, this is the phrase, do you know? Right? After the phrase, just note that the auxiliary verb is not used. Yeah?
Not used to, yeah.
Can you see that do, does, and did does not appear here? What time does the bank open? This auxiliary verb does not appear in the
Auxiliary verb.
in the indirect question.
Indirect question.
Right? This is the phrase. Don't count this.
Do you know? This is a
Do you know?
interrogative questions.
Right? No,
Do
this
you know?
is just the phrase, right?
Yes, interrogative.
It's just the phrase that we learned. But apart from the phrase, if you look here in the answer, what time the bank opens?
This is WS question? No.
Now, do you know what time the bank opens is the full question,
Yeah.
but we do not use this do, does, or did. Instead of do you know, I can also say,
Do you know
Yes, sorry.
what?
yeah, do you know is polite. Do you know
What
is
time?
polite. Okay?
Just a minute.
So instead of do you know, we could also say, could you tell me what time? You could also say this, right? Could you tell me? Could you tell me what time the bank opens?
Do you have any idea?
Do you have any idea when the bank opens? But you see, what you notice is that unlike in is and are, do, does, and did does not come into your.
In the present.
In the indirect question, you do not use do, did, or does. Okay? When you turn something into a direct question which uses the auxiliary verb do, did, or does, the indirect question will not have do, does, or did. Okay? So, could you tell me what time the bank opens? Right? Now, what happens? Look at this again. Look at this. Open is
Does.
So, opposite.
Indirect verb.
Open verb. Auxiliary verb.
main verb.
Main.
Main verb.
It's the main verb. Look at this. Open, right? Now open turns to opens.
Opens.
There's an S at the end.
Auxiliary verb. No.
No.
Opens.
Opens in the indirect question. Okay, so what we do is like, could you tell me what time like if the question is what time does class at Valley start, would be, could you tell me what time the class at Valley starts?
Indirect question.
Yes, so at the end the S would be added.
What time the class?
At Valley starts. Could you tell me what time the what time the
Could you
class at
tell
Valley?
me? Could you tell me what time the study class balance is? What time does is used?
What time?
Does.
The class at Valley starts. Don't use does. I'm telling you not to
Could you
use
tell
does.
me? Could you tell me what time the
Class
class
at
at balance use
starts.
starts?
Okay, so the S at the end. Okay, in direct question, okay, listen carefully. You guys are getting confused.
There's a just indirect questions. Do you know? Before time?
Do you know?
Do you know what time the bank opens? This
Right.
is also right. No?
Correct.
This is indirect.
Yes, it's indirect. But then
Both
do you
are
know?
both do and could we can use
Use.
it.
You
Okay.
can use it. Alright. But again, when you say do you know and could you tell me?
Could you tell me is polite?
Yes, those are the phrases that we're using to change it. But when you're not using the phrase do you know,
Yeah.
you will not find in the statement,
Yeah.
you will not find do, does, or did. Neither, okay, so neither will open remain open, it will be opens. There's an S added at the end. Okay, so you can't say what time the bank open, but it will be what time the bank opens.
Got it by how it was in my good.
So
yes,
opens.
it's so.
Not really, not really, but opens. So you're going to add an S at the end of what? The main verb.
Well, yeah.
Got it? Yes or no? Got it?
Yes, I got it.
You got it, you got it. Did you get it? Understood? No? No? Okay.
Some confusion.
Next thing. This is your direct question, right? What time does the bank open? Right? Now, indirect question, could you tell me what time the bank opens? Can you see that when in our direct question we have does here? In this, do we have a does?
Not used.
No, it's not used. So the rule is do, does, and did does not appear in the indirect question. Okay, there will be no do, does, or did in the yes.
Indirect question. Could you tell me what time the pizza bank opens?
Opens, yes,
Yeah.
good. Well done. Question. And like this, any this thing, your main verb, and an S is added to the main verb. Okay. So at the end of the main verb, you add the S. Okay. Understood now? All right. Okay.
What
Too
time
many
do you
rules.
get up? What time? What time do you get up? And main verb and auxiliary verb both are is mixing. Yeah.
What time do you
get up
get up
in the morning.
in the morning?
This is our do. Is
Okay,
auxiliary
do
verb, yeah,
can
auxiliary verb.
be both. Auxiliary as well as main verb.
People tell me as this that is auxiliary verb and main verb mixing the auxiliary verb statement to this question.
No, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do? Right? What do is you do, right? So when I say what do you do, the what do, the first do after my question word do is the auxiliary verb, right? You is my subject. Again, do is the
Main verb.
Main verb again.
Indirect question, could you tell me?
Could you tell me what you do?
To the polite
I
verb, no?
do.
Could you tell me what you
Do.
do? Now, in that case, the do is the main verb and not the auxiliary verb.
Every
Okay.
time, me
What?
Yes.
last is.
What do
You do.
This is do is main verb, huh? What do you is
No, no, no.
subject.
The what do. The first do is the auxiliary verb.
Actually verb, yeah.
Okay. After that, question word. The first do is the auxiliary verb.
Then, then
You is subject, and then do at the end is the main verb.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you turn that into an indirect question is, could you tell me what you do, or could you tell me what you
Do.
what do you do? No, could you tell me what you do? Because we do not use the do as the auxiliary
Actually,
verb.
always auxiliary verb. After that is main verb come.
After the subject, usually the main
Main
verb.
verb.
After the subject or object, the main verb comes.
After the subject, after the subject,
The main verb
the
comes.
main verb. Yeah. The main verb.
Why did you go to college?
Why did you go
College.
to college?
I did you go to college?
Did you?
Could you tell me
Why you?
why you
You
went to college?
I'm
going to
confused.
college?
Right.
Subject actually verb the after the coming
Main verb.
Main verb. Is it
Okay.
right?
Yes. Let's look at this. Okay, you're so confused.
Subject verb.
He is getting confused now. Okay, so this is the rule. Okay. Yes, now she understood. You finally understood. Well done. Okay.
If you will I'm failing now. Failing now.
Yeah. Auxiliary verb. Subject. Main verb. Okay, this is the formula. Alright, that is the formula. Yeah, for the WH questions. Direct questions with WH. Without WH, we are saying ASM, which is auxiliary verb, subject, and main verb. Are you going home? Is auxiliary verb, subject, and main verb. Got it, guys? I'm not going to boggle your mind with more rules today. For today, the rules are enough. What I want you guys to do for now.
Actually verb like subject माने हैन main verb माने त्यस्तो हुन्छ हैन. Okay, thank you.
Finally understood. After 1 hour.
Ma'am,
Yes.
next question. Why did you go to college? Could you tell me?
Could you tell me when you went to college?
When you went to college?
Please, past when?
Yeah.
Went to what? Did go?
You said did, yes. So it is. Alright, guys. Done? This is now I have an IELTS